Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here, and I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, being joined with the trainer of Sergey Kovalev, John David Jackson, where you can see the graphic right behind me. We're going to be doing something a little bit different in terms of breaking down this fight for you fans watching us at home. John, we made this little breakdown of your fighter and Andre Ward and how they match up in these different categories, and we have a wide variety of categories that we're breaking the fight down, and I'm going to go ahead and give you our little stickers here to place where you think each category belongs in terms of a fighter and where they have the advantage of, as I dropped a little bit of the stickers here. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the first category of power. I think I already know where this one's going to go, but go ahead and let me know how you have it.
Okay. Power goes to Sergey Kovalev. Understandably, he's a stronger fighter there, has more knockouts, and has one punch knockout power. So I give the power, obviously, to Sergey Kovalev.
All right, so the first category goes over to Sergey in the category of power. Speed is one that many are saying maybe Andre because he's coming from a lighter weight class. Who do you give the speed category to?
In the speed category, I would give Ward a slight advantage. He's not super fast, but he's definitely faster than Sergey. Not by a lot, but by a little. So I give him the speed factor, and I give him the edge in speed.
All right, so speed goes to Andre Ward. So we're at 1-1 apiece. Chin. Now, I know from the top of my head that Andre Ward has been dropped before in his career, but that was a long time ago, I think, by an opponent that Sergey shares in Darnell Boone. But how do you assess that? Because I don't think I've ever really seen Sergey hurt ever in a fight.
Well, it's interesting. I believe I may be wrong because I got with Sergey for the second Boone fight. That's when we originally got together. But I want to say that he got dropped by Boone also. But his was like a flash knockdown in comparison to Andre's. Andre got hurt. But if you have to look at the fight also, when I watched it, Andre got hurt because he got hit with the shot that he did not see coming. So when you get hit with shots like that, you might go down. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to give the Ward and Chin to Sergey. But they both fought one similar opponent. He dropped both of them. I believe. I may be mistaken. Yeah. But I think Sergey was a flash knockdown. So, and Andre was really hurt. So I'm going to give a slight edge to Sergey in the chin category.
All right, so let's go ahead and put that on there. Sergey now pulling ahead on our little breakdown in this category. And remember, John, we can give a tie to these categories. Just go ahead and leave it blank and state to us why you feel that it's even. We move to experience now. This is a good one. I think this is one where would encourage a lot of fan debate in terms of experience. Let me know how you see this category right here.
In the experience category, that one for the fans, that one's kind of iffy because, Andre had a great amateur career, won a gold medal, and he's world champion. Sergey, on the other hand, he had a wonderful career for himself. It wasn't like Ward's. But he had extensive amateur background also, and he's as a pro world champion himself, and he's dominated his division. So the experience is almost like, to a degree, the one that I would give a tie, but I'm not. I'm going to make a choice here. Based on the experience, early on you would give Andre, he'd have a big lead. But it's once Sergey, in the last 5 years, he's closed that gap tremendously. And he's been more consistent over the last 5 years in defending his title, trying to fight the top-notch fighters in his division, those that will face him. So at this point, especially at the light heavyweight division, I'm going to give the experience edge to Sergey. Slight, but I'm going to give it to him.
All right. So go ahead and notch another one for your man, Sergey Kovalev. You feel that has the advantage in the experience category. Now we move on to ring IQ. Many would think that this might be slightly towards Andre. Give me your interpretation of this category and who it goes to.
With regard to the ring IQ, believe it or not, that's a close gap also. But along with the many people that believe this, I'm going to go along with them. I will give a slight edge to Andre in the ring IQ because he uses the ring a lot more than Sergey does. He has to. That's how his battle plans, they formulate. And he uses every bit of that ring that he can to offset his opponents, set traps for them, feints, and has them do the thing that he wants done to make him become victorious in the outcome of the fight. So in this category, it's really a toss-up to me, but I'm going to give the edge to Andre Ward.
All right, let's go ahead and put that on there. So far, the tally for our breakdown is 3-2. It's a close fight, and a lot of people are saying this fight is a close fight. Let's go ahead and move on to the category of technique. How do you see it, John?
This technique, this is what makes this fight so interesting. This technique is also very important because technique, once again, Andre Ward is good at what he does with his skills, technique-wise. He breaks the opponent down and he gets him to do what he wants to do during the fight, and it works for him because once he's done with his technique also involves frustration, and he frustrates his opponents. And with the frustrating factor, and he maneuvers them into positions to fight the way he wants the fight to go, that shows great technique. On the other hand, Sergey has become a very good body puncher, a very good tactician at cutting the ring off and making his opponents to be put in a position he wants them in so he can finish them off. So technique-wise is definitely a toss-up for me, and I think that's the one that I'm going to leave as a tie.
All right. You know what? One thing I have noticed about Sergey, I think he's a vastly underrated technical fighter. I think he's very solid technically, and people don't give him a lot of credit because he just so happens to also be a knockout puncher. But when I see him, he does these little things that, for me, it sends an alert like, hey, you know, he jabbed and he took a little half step there or a little half step in this direction. I'm like, okay, this guy's solid when it comes to his boxing skills. Ring control, that's a big one, I feel, for this breakdown, but I feel this one's going to be a huge thing the night of the fight.
Yes. Ring control, another great category that you guys can come up with because ring control is another Andre's strong points. He controls the ring. He controls the way he wants to. And like I said, once again, he feints his opponents into position for him to do what he wants to do and for them not to be able to do. What he does is he gets reaction from his opponents. He might feint you once or twice, then he really watches to see what your reaction is. So by the third time he does it, now he knows what he's going to do to you once you react to him. So that's very good, ring control, because he controls it the way he wants it, whether he's going towards the fighter or moving away from the fighter. Now Sergey, on the other hand, Sergey has great ring control because, as you said, he cuts the ring off and he puts his opponents in position to do what he wants to do, and that's to drop those bombs on them. So this category, once again, it's definitely a toss-up. But I'm, believe it or not, people might think I'm crazy. I'm gonna give a slight edge to Sergey because he gets better results with his ring control. He gets the knockouts that he's looking for. And while Andre's dominating his opponents, he's not getting knockouts, and that's part of the game, name of the game. And he does probably have decent power. But he should be able to, when he fought my kid Al Green, he should have knocked Al out because Al had lost so much weight for that fight, and that was Alan's fault. But Alan had lost so much weight, he was depleted of all energy, and for 12 rounds, Ward beat him, but he couldn't stop him, a man who was half dead in the ring. And I was gonna stop the fight, but Al said no, let me just keep going. I said, well, if I see you getting hurt, I'm gonna stop it. But Andre wasn't hurting him. He won the fight, dominated. But he was a dead man on the ropes who could do nothing, and you couldn't stop him. And so that's part of the ring control, to put him in position to be able to stop your opponent eventually. That he could not do. So I'm going to give the slight edge in ring control to Sergey Kovalev.
All right, let's go ahead and add that over to the category list. So the tally right now is 4-2 with a tie in technique. So your man, in your opinion, slightly edging Andre at this point. Now we move on to the category of Stannum Stamina. Last time you guys gave me so much crap for pronouncing this Stamina. Okay, I got it this time. But who do you guys, or who do you, John, give this to?
Another close category that you guys have come up with a good question mark. Stamina is definitely going to be a key part in this fight. And I'm going to start with Sergey first. Sergey has wonderful stamina because he's a pursuer and he's always pushing you. And so in order for him to push the fighter, he has to be in shape to chase the fighter. And it allows him to cut the ring off. As the later rounds go by, and the nice thing about Sergey, he's proven with Bernard Hopkins and Chalumba that he can go 12 rounds. 12 good, fast-paced, hard rounds. Because he's the one that's trying to catch this guy. He's pursuing this fighter to try to chop him down and knock him out. In those fights, he wasn't lucky, but guess what? He dominated, and he won the fight convincingly. Having said that, I look at Ward. That's part of Ward's strength in any fight was his stamina. Because in order to fight the way Ward fights and have the style that he has, you have to have strong stamina. Because he's always busy. If he's not feinting you, he's not jabbing you, he's not moving. He's always doing something that means he has to have a lot of wind. And so the stamina definitely has to be there for him. So when I break it down, I look at it. I have to give a slight edge to Andre because in order for him to win most of his fights, he has to be in tremendous, tremendous condition. And for this fight, he's going to be in super tremendous condition because I believe once he gets hit, he's going to go back to survival mode and start moving. So you get that great conditioning to be able to move from this kid who's going to chop the ring and make you fight. So my edge in stamina, I'm going to give a slight edge to Andre Ward.
All right, go ahead and add that over to the chart. Just by you saying that, do you have a feeling or do you think Andre's just going to be moving around on his bike the whole fight?
Listen, if you look at Andre's career, he was never a type of guy who really took charge from the beginning and tried to dominate a fighter with his power, because the power is not there to dominate with. So for him, his legs were always, when he was a younger man, they were great, and he moved a lot. He doesn't move as much now. If you won't notice his fights, he doesn't move the way he once did. Maybe the opponents he doesn't feel were dangerous enough for him to move, the last 3 guys he's had. But he doesn't move like he once did. He's going to need that stamina, because I believe once Sergey hits him, he tastes the power, he'd be fooled to say, oh man, I'm going to stay here and keep fighting this guy. He has to be smart. He has to be smart. You know what? I can't be here because there's danger if I stay in with this guy and exchange with him. So I think for him, stamina is going to play a great part in this fight.
All right, now closing in. Right now the tally is 4-3 with the category of technique as going to both fighters. So at this point, it's a close fight. We all think it's going to be a very close fight. Who holds the X factor in this fight, John?
The X factor. The guys have great questions. I love this. The X factor kind of boils down to the unknown to a degree. You have to ask yourselves, and the fighters have to ask themselves, who wants it the most? Who really wants this fight? Not just for pound for pound the best fighter today. Not just for pride. Who really wants this fight? And what am I willing to do to win this fight? I don't know what Andre's willing to do. We'll see Saturday, and hopefully he's willing to gamble. But if he's not, the one thing Sergey's told me time and time again during camp, he said, John, whatever it takes within the legal boundaries of this fight that I have to do to win, I'm going to do to win. He said, whatever it takes. He said, as long as it's legal, I'm doing it. He says, I don't care. He says, whatever it takes to win this fight, I'm willing to do to win this fight. And I said, well, listen, as long as the legal boundaries of this fight, do that. I said, a lot of fighters say they're willing to die and they're not really willing to die. But I believe if it almost took death to win this fight, I believe Sergey will go with that, because that's how bad he wants this. This fight for him is a chance to get the adulation he didn't get as an amateur. He thought he was robbed in a couple of fights that could have taken him further in the amateur, maybe to the Olympics, and got a gold medal. He didn't get that. So he's using this fight here probably as a springboard towards achieving all the things that he didn't get as an amateur, and all the accolades that he didn't receive that he's getting now as a pro, but he wants to keep getting them. He doesn't want to stop. So for me, the X factor is going to be who wants it the most, and how bad do you really want it, and what are you willing to do to get to, how much punishment are you willing to take to get this victory? I can't speak for Ward because I don't know Ward, but knowing he's a proven warrior and he's undefeated, and he also loves to win, I can't knock him and say he doesn't have it. But the power that Sergey possesses, and the fact that people really don't give him the true, I guess, they don't give him the true, what's what I'm looking for?
Credit?
Thank you very much. Such an easy word, I couldn't get it. The true credit for being a true boxer who can cut his opponent down and put him in a position to knock him out. He doesn't get true credit for his boxing skill. I'm gonna give the X factor to a slight edge to Sergey Kovalev.
All right, go ahead and make it final right here, John, so we could go ahead and tally up how we have here. So in our Kovalev versus Ward breakdown right over here, John has it in the categories of power. Kovalev's chin, his experience, ring control, and the X factor going in his favor. That's 4 categories, with the category of technique being equal amongst both fighters, while for him, in his opinion, the category of speed, ring IQ, and stamina go to Andre Ward. With that tally, that is a tally of 4-3-1, and gives your man Sergey Kovalev the advantage, in your opinion, coming into this fight. Hey, John, this was fun, man. I like doing these things. It shows for you guys watching at home, it's a very, very close fight. And even on the odds sheets, it's a very close fight for you guys doing the bets here in Vegas or at home. John, as always, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Are you on any social media so we can tell our fans to go ahead and follow you?
No, I don't do social media.
That's a smart idea.
I'm old school, man. Listen, I don't even want to talk on the phone, so I appreciate it.
I'm with you, man. I'd rather text people than call them on the phone. But you can go ahead and follow us at Fight Up TV on our social media. Follow me as well at Hey It's Marcos V. And John, once again, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Good luck on Saturday. This man will be on the corner of Sergey Kovalev as he faces Andre Ward this Saturday on HBO pay-per-view.